Alright, we're back with more of Avadon 3, the Warborn here. I did end abruptly there, but that was only because we were closing in on time there. But now we are back. We still got more to talk about with Redbeard, of course, before we move on. You approach Redbeard in his throne. As you start to say something, he holds up his hand to silence you. He breaks the seal on a newly received message, reads it, and shakes his head. News from the Cava. The Warborn attacked the village by surprise. 50 miles over the border, and a force of ogres and titans managed to sneak in. Amazing. Why was it amazing? The Warborn have many dangerous qualities, but organization was never one of them. The titans and wretches barely got along with each other, and ogres get along with nobody. They could have never done this before Deleste found a way to organize them. What was the result? The town was burned to the ground. Half of the people died. The survivors blame Hanvar's council. In turn, the bold leaders of the pact. Standard process, and the carnage continues. This is hard after what happened last week. What happened last week? The rebels of the Wild Realm continue to drive north. We think they are trying to make contact with the Cimmerians. A large battle. Many shamans were involved. The dry fields of the western Wild Realm caught fire. Nothing was gained by either side. Much was lost. What do you think? What do you mean? How do you feel when you hear these stories of devastation? And there are many. We must do all we can to end this war. I like to hear the resolve in your voice. It means you are slowly rising to your true responsibility as a Hand of Avadon. This war must be ended, and it must be ended by us. You can't be passive anymore. I must ask you one question I ask all young hands. What is that? The Pact counts on Avadon to return us to peace. You will need to fight, and you will need to kill. Sometimes you will not be guided. You will not have orders. You must trust your own wisdom. If necessary, you must abandon all softness, all mercy. You must crush your foes. Can you do this if it means ending this war? I would do anything to end the carnage. As would I. All I can hope is that there is a limit to what is asked of us. Even the strongest warrior has limits. Too much killing can weaken and confuse a brain. Yet, your goal is the correct one. If in doubt, let me guide you. Now then, you had a reason to speak with me. Well, it is interesting they had that dialogue. So I was definitely meant to scroll through the dialogue and then come back to talk to him about that, but whatever. I really need to save, though. I have returned from Cimmeria with information. I see. Please tell me everything. Spare no detail. It is very important. You tell Redbeard about everything that happened. He listens with rapt attention. You found some coded papers in the Cimmerian scout camp. Yes? Let me have them. You hand them over. Will those papers be helpful? They might be. I still have eyes loyal to me. I will have them get to work immediately. We need to know what Deleste is planning. He consults his notes. Now, then, this chieftain's son, Gert, trying to help Deleste. What happened to him? I spared him. A fair decision. Probably wise. He deserves to die, of course, but we can use him as leverage over... He checks his notes. Chief Tira. No, Tilla. Threat of her son's death will motivate her well. I am pleased, Raylan. It is good to have reliable hands. Necessary, in fact. I can make use of you. I am honored to hear it. Redbeard plainly approves. Your loyalty and enthusiasm will be rewarded. From now on, you serve me. You answer to me. When you are confused, come to me and only me for orders. Prepare, Raylan. We are going to destroy the worm Deleste and end this war. A great work is about to begin. I need to get my new orders. Then I can tell you why I have come here. Our war with the Farlands is a stalemate. One push could lead us to victory. We are hunting a Farlander, a villain from the Tawan Empire named Deleste. Deleste is trying to maintain the alliance against us. We must stop him. Tell me more about Deleste. Be assured you will learn plenty, all in good time. How should I begin? First, you must meet the resources I have provided for you. I sent 3 hands here ahead of me. I brought 2 more with me. Their names are Rudow and Silena. They are outside, camped next to the other hands. Go meet them now, then return to me. He waves you off. Redbeard has learned that Deleth, architect of the Farlands war against the Pact, is coming to Chimeria. He is calling a meeting of your enemies. You need to find and disrupt it. Redbeard brought 2 new hands with him. Their names are Rudow and Silena. Go meet them. They can be found in the hand camp. Okay. We leveled up with that, so let's level that up. Path of the Blade. Okay, so no new dialogue there. Go ahead and explore the rest of the area before we proceed. The Keeper's Hall must always be equipped with a working portal, so that the Keeper can escape or travel to a crisis in a moment's notice. The glow of the portal is faint, and you can see a destination through it, unless you know how to operate it. Stepping into an uncharged portal is likely to result in fragments of you spread all over Linnaeus. In Cycle 6312, a series of savage attacks on the eyes and hands of Avadon began. Many loyal servants of Avadon were destroyed in these attacks. Investigations by hands have since indicated that the attacks were organized by someone named Deleth, a citizen of the Taiwan Empire. Deleth is also suspected to have caused the sack of Avadon. All attempts to locate Deleth have come to naught. It was a great effort for brave hands to prove that Deleth even exists. He is still out there, is probably alive, and almost nothing else is known about him. He is a dangerous foe to Avadon and the Pact. There is evidence that the assaults of the Age of Chaos were orchestrated by him, and he is the greatest threat to the Pact in centuries. All hands and eyes are instructed to watch for him and take all reasonable risks to learn more about him, and, if possible, destroy this dangerous Farlander. This is a private internal report for the Fortress of Avadon. Sharing its contents with outsiders will be savagely punished. Redbeard was Keeper of Avadon for a record-breaking term of over 50 years. Keeper is normally a post for life, but Hanvar's council broke its own laws and drove him from Avadon. He was originally selected by Hanvar's council as a compromise candidate, meant to be weak and preside over the slow decline of Avadon. His servile exterior turned out to be a ruse. Once he was Keeper, he proved to be a master at trading favors and accumulating influence and power. Instead of weakening Avadon, he made it stronger than ever. Redbeard was a true believer in his purpose, to be an impartial, lethal foe of anyone who would weaken the Pact. As a result, Redbeard was responsible for countless deaths during the years of his term, all caused, or so he would claim, in the name of peace and stability. He has shown an uncanny ability to recognize the limits of his power, only arresting or destroying a powerful figure when he senses that it is safe to do so. Despite his dread purpose, Redbeard is a jolly figure, eager to drink, joke, and sing. To some, this pleasant exterior only makes him more terrifying. Nobody knows Redbeard's age, or what strange techniques he uses to extend his life. He aged unnaturally slowly, though he eventually showed signs of mental instability and the decay of age. This is what drove Hanvar's council to drive him from Avadon and replace him with an acting keeper. Redbeard is now hiding in an unknown location. The power of Avadon looms over all of Linnaeus. Even in its weakened, crumbling state, its word is law. Its attention brings judgment. And, of course, such force needs control and organization to be properly deployed. For that reason, the warriors and agents of Avadon are divided into 4 factions. The Eyes are spies. They wander silently through the lands of Linnaeus, looking for signs of chaos. When the Eyes discover someone who would disrupt the peace of the Pact, they call the Wrath of Avadon. The identity of the Master Spies is a guarded secret. Only the Keeper knows the names of the most effective Eyes. The Hands are the largest faction. They are warriors, shadow walkers, and mages. They are the ones who openly investigate signs of chaos and who inflict the judgment at Avadon. Unlike the Eyes, the identities of the most effective Hands are known far and wide. The Hearts are the researchers and advisors. They are the sages who monitor the libraries of Avadon, answer the Master's questions, and provide advice. Only the Hearts can speak their minds to the Keeper without fear. In fact, that is their most important purpose. And finally, there is a Keeper, the one who decides who is spared and who is destroyed. Redbeard was Keeper for over 50 years, but he was driven from Avadon and went into hiding. Acting Keeper Protus serves in his place. Okay. And of course, everybody has leveled up right now. I also have to do quite a bit of leveling up when I get the new hands. Alright, what was the leveled up here? I'll check my document. Okay. Okay, so that leveled up. We'll do this. Like I said, I do want to do some inventory management before I... Actually, no. Let's meet our new hands, because we're going to want to equip them. The young Darramite woman is surrounded by tools and humming, sculling contraptions. It's not surprising that Redbeard travels with the Tinker Mage. They are a powerful addition to any fortress. Also eccentric and erratic. When you approach her workbench, she sweeps a dozen little crawlers into a bag with her arm, rises, and greets you. Hello, Raylan. I am Silena. Sorry, I am nervous. I haven't been a hand for long. Everyone else is more experienced, and She takes a breath. I am babbling. Come join me. I suppose we may be traveling together. Redbeard told me that I should come and meet you. And here I am, hard at work. Her contraptions chirp and scuttle around her. When I'm in camp, you can usually find me on my workbench. When I get a few spare hours for my chosen work, I take it. You are a Tinker Mage. Indeed, I have one of these. She points at her sword. And one of these. She holds up her wrist, showing you the device for shooting razor disc at high speed. And I can make these. She points at her constructs. The other hands find the turrets I can build very useful. And I have mundane weapons for when I need them. You have a lot of constructs. True. Though most of them are back home in Darram. I only brought here my most promising experiments, so that I can tinker with them. Side projects and foolish little constructs had to stay at home. Okay, that's a typo. What are they are for? When I make a construct, I don't usually have a purpose in mind. I just assemble the machinery and goose it with one spell or another. Then I see what I get. Then I... Stop, you. Her hand snaps out and grabs a little metal contraption that was about to run off the table. Maybe I should have let it jump off. See if it learns not to do that. Are they useful? These? No, not yet. I create, see what I end up with, and play with it more. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, I stumble into a new device that is useful. The Pact Army is very interested in our work. They have specific goals in mind, such as better mines, better turrets, flying death machines, army things, you know? Maybe I'll take what they want, but I can't be sure. I don't know where my journeys will end until I get there. You sit at Selena's workbench and speak with her. She is capable of chatting and managing several small projects at the same time. Her tiny creations occasionally start to fight each other, and she patiently pulls them apart with steel tongs. Let's talk about the war. If we must, I find that focusing on the whole situation with all the factions and wars and sub-wars, this distracts me from my real business. Your real business? Surviving whatever lunatic mission Redbeard sends me on, so that I can come back here safe and alive and make gadgets. You are a Darramite. A proud Darramite. I come from the quiet, lovely, advanced civilized nation on the East Coast. Not that the other lands of the Pact aren't those things. We are just more so. At the least, we are more sensible. How are you more sensible? The 5 Pact states, 4 of them are in long simmering wars with other Pact states. Only we refuse to fight other members of the Pact. We think the disputes over the brothel woods or the like are madness. I give the credit to our government. Your government? The leaders of Durham are chosen not by birth or battle, but by vote. Our people choose who has the honor of spending a few years leading us. The Doramites hate foolish and unnecessary war, so our leaders do too. What do you think of our ways? It is an admirable way to live. I agree. Constructs. What did you work on? Oh, okay, hang on. You have a lot of constructs. I don't think that is possible. Too much is still not enough. Tinker mages do their research by tinkering. We make things and see what we get. With luck, it's new and useful. What are you researching? I don't know. The pact is always bothering me to make better turrets, bigger explosions, but that is not how it works. Well, some of the best tinker mages can decide to make a thing, and then they just make it. I'm not a master researcher. If I was, I'd still be in Darram. I'm a soldier. I do what I can. What did you work on before you became a hand? Well, I worked in my clan's workshop. I maintained constructs. I made new ones, like these two. She nods toward her two servants, shuffling mindlessly nearby. I even worked on a few new designs. I was good, but not great. When the Age of Chaos began, it made sense for me to serve the pact here. What would you most like to make? I don't know. I have so many ideas. When the war is won, I'm going to make some amazing things. Or at least large, noisy things. About the roar. What foes do you face? Our greatest foes are the Tawan Empire to the north and the Savargald Raiders to the east. The Tawan believe our coast belongs to them, and they will never cease to be a threat to us. As long as the Regaldi live, they will raid and pillage our villages. Fighting them is one of the main reasons we joined the pact in the first place. How are you more sensible? Alright, that is all I need to know. She nods and returns to poking at her constructs. You have already been forgotten. Okay, well, we do need to level her up then. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to focus on intelligence here, since I do want to stick with the turrets path for her. I mean, this might be fun to explore, but I still like the turrets the best, so... Unlike in the Avadon 2, where... Okay, so these are both major skills for them. Yeah, I'll focus primarily on the turrets. Wait, hold on. Did I do that right? Hang on. I'm looking at my document here and also... Alright, let's do this. Okay, hang on. Let me do this again because I keep tripping here. All right, since I'm gonna focus primarily on intelligence, and yeah, right. We'll do that. We'll do efficiency, this and this. Okay, well, yeah, it's a good thing I have the document because I get confused so easily. So yes, we will focus intelligence as her primary attribute, but dexterity is definitely a close second. Alright, let's check her inventory, see if she needs anything. Ooh, yeah, definitely. We can equip armor in her and stuff like that. Alright, Tinker Mages can't use that. But she can equip that. We will definitely give her a spear too. Put that on her. Oh, I forgot I can equip Cleta too. It is a lot of inventory management, so just give me a moment here. I'm just checking about all the stuff I looted. Alright, looks like that's it for now. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to our next hand. The newly arrived hand is a shaman of the Wild Realm. He wears loose leather garments stitched with runes. His neck and wrist bear charms and fetishes, each containing a tiny and substantial wisp of power. Shamans are easy to recognize, yet this young man is unusual for his profession. Shamans tend to be quiet and mysterious. He walks from camp to camp, joking with the other hands and trading gossip. He can even earn the occasional friendly response from Nathalie and Cleta. When you visit his camp, he sits with you and feeds his wolf bits of raw meat. Hello, fellow hand. I am Rudow. The commander here said that someone named Graylin would come to me. I am assuming that is you. Redbeard told me to come and talk to you. I am not surprised to see you. I have already heard that you have been leading raids into the lands of the vicious Cimmerians. I am to be available to you for now. You came here with Redbeard. I've been traveling with Redbeard for almost a year. He found me during his adventures in Linnaeus and decided that I would accompany him. Was going with him your choice? No, when Redbeard gives you an order, it is unwise to refuse. However, if I was given a choice, I would still have helped him. Where do you travel to? We've been all over the known lands. It's been quite an education. I've eaten a lot of strange food. We've been hunting for the less. Redbeard thinks that this obscure villain is organizing the Far Lands war against us. And the result of your hunt? He believes that the less is coming here. We have followed. Rudow sits back and grins. Whether he is right or not, I think all of us lowly hands are about to have an eventful few weeks. Tell me about your skills. I am a shaman of the Wild Realm. We borrow little bits of power from nature, which is limitless. I can summon beasts, help you recover from your wounds, and rain poison and death on anyone you don't care for. I follow orders and I'm good company. Of course, if you leave me in camp, I also enjoy sleeping. Ain't that the truth? You are cheery for a shaman. There is no point acting all mysterious to hands. You know I am not some mysterious, all-powerful avatar of the woods. I just leech away little bits of power and direct them. But I've always been like this. My family even says I was a strangely cheerful baby. It's good to meet you. And you as well, Rudow says. I understand we are about to hunt Cimmerians. That's my favorite sport. I hope you'll have me along. I I'd like to talk to you about the war. Which war? This is the age of chaos, friend. There isn't one war. There are 7 by my count, with more to come. He laughs. If you hear about a new war, please let me know. The only one I know enough about to say an opinion is the Warborn Rebellion. It's the one that I have seen most of firsthand. Can I ask you about the rebellion? His good cheer goes from genuine to forced very quickly. All right, it is a painful thing to talk about, but you will be serving in this area. You should know about it. Tell me more about the Warborn Rebellion. Rudow nods. When talking about the rebellion, he is unable to sustain his normal good cheer. To join the pact, the Wild Realm had to surrender some of its old ways. Instead, we agreed to follow the pact's laws. In the end, a large part of the Wild Realm decided that this was too high a price to pay. They were willing to kill over it. What rules caused problems? There were many. The one that actually triggered the war was that our tribes weren't able to charge a toll to cross our lands. I think the real problem was right of settlement. Our lands are wide and rich, and poor settlers from the other pact members began to move in. Some saw it as the end of the Wild Realm as we had known it for many centuries. The sooner the pact blends together, the stronger it will be. Few would agree for you. We have our differences, but all of us, Kava or Kellum, Wildrim or Hulk London, are proud of what we are. I'm amazed Redbeard forgot that. Asking them to lose that, very dangerous, as we can plainly see. Were the shamans involved? Of course, nothing happens in the Wild Realm without the guidance of the shamans. Alas, they are still human. They can still be violent, short-sighted, and arrogant. I remember waiting to see what my guides, my mentors, would say when asked if my tribe should join the rebellion. What did your guides do? They were wise. They voted to work within the pact. I couldn't have stayed a shaman if they had chosen otherwise. He reaches out and scratches his wolf behind the ears. Being a shaman is a great joy to me. It is a much happier topic. Perhaps we can discuss that for a time. Can you tell me about life? About your life as a shaman? We shamans are, I say with all modesty, the spine of Wild Realm society. We are the guides, the keepers of our customs, and the source of our power. Yes, we are pretty great. Our power comes from nature. We draw it forth and harness it. It is the purest, most beautiful form of magic. All the Wild Realm respects their shamans. Would you be respected if you went to Rebel Lands? Oh, of course. They would kill me immediately. It is true. But they would do it in the quickest and most respectful way. And my body would be returned to my lands in a respectable and undefiled fashion. Does nature have an opinion on the rebellion? Nature has no opinions. It is all present and all powerful, but it doesn't care about us. Happily, it is kind enough to let us leech away tiny bits of its limitless energy for our tiny purposes. Do sorcerers agree with your opinion? He sits back in his chair and grins. No, but who cares? Nature is the force that sustains us all. You never hear of a shaman spell going crazy and eating half a city or the like. Nearby, Nathalie is fighting mightily to not respond to any of this. You suspect this isn't the first time Rudow has needled her. Why doesn't the rest of the pact have shamans? To do what we do requires lots of nature, untouched by human industry. That is why the Wild Realm is so sparsely settled and why it is up that so many of us to have outsiders build villages in our lands. It is a delicate art. Sometimes I fear that it will not last forever. One day there may be no shamans. I try not to think about it. You sit and talk with Rudow. No matter how grim things are, he has a remarkable ability to sustain and spread good cheer. It is only rarely when he is alone that he is ill at ease. It never lasts for long. What else do you need? Eager to help. Let's discuss Avadon. I suppose we can. I have not been a hand for long. Only 3 years. I volunteered to serve after Redbeard was driven out. Acting Keeper Protus took me in. I was very surprised to end up serving under Redbeard. What do you think of Acting Keeper Protus? He is no hero. He is competent. He tries hard with what he has. What do you think of Redbeard? He decided that I would serve him. By some readings of Pact law, he is still Keeper. Also, if I ignore his wishes, he will likely have me killed when he can. My opinions are not important. That's all I need to know. Then I hope I have been of use to you, and I wish you safe travels. Okay, so let's go ahead and level him up. I still think dexterity is going to be the best strength for him. But we are going to focus on intelligence too, of course. Ooh, never mind, never mind. Main skill for Shaman. So let's go ahead and make sure that's priority instead. I just now saw that. Alright. But we will still level up dexterity anyway, since he does use javelins. Okay, so pretty much the same thing. Efficiency. This. And I would go down this path, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and go with this one. Because I do want to actually see what his spells are like. Or what his shaman spells are like. I feel like, yeah, I went ahead and rolled with, I debated it in the second game whether I would go with, the utility skills or the battle skills just to be different, but ultimately I did decide on the utility skills. I still feel like those didn't really come into play well, so I will be exploring the battle skills for my shaman character. Okay, so both dexterity and intelligence are major skills for the shaman, so I'm glad Jeff included that. So main skill is going to be intelligence. So yeah. In Avadon 2, it didn't matter if Tinker Mage's leveled intelligence or not, but I'm glad there was that change to make intelligence important for Tinker Mages in this one. I met Rudow and Silena. Good. I have been traveling with these hands for the last year. They are not the best, but they are the ones I had available when I fled Avadon. You may use them when I give you orders. I'm sure they will be good allies. They will be competent, probably adequate. Just do not trust them entirely. They are here because they were available. In these hard days, Avadon must make do. Now that these preliminaries are done, we can deal with the less. I am ready for my next orders. All I tell you is given in the greatest confidence, Raylan. Once Hanvar's council, leaders of the pack, didn't believe me when I said Deleste was a threat. They learned better. I have hunted him for years. Now, at last, he has left his hiding places. He travels the lands of Linnaeus. I believe he is coming to Camarilla. When he gets here, I will be waiting. What does Deleste do exactly? The Far Lands are many small nations, and they do not like to work together. It is Deleste that organize them. Convince them to attack us in concert. If Deleste can be removed, I believe their alliance will fall apart and the war can be won. How do you know Deleste is on the move? I still have allies in Avadon. Some of the interrogators in the dungeons learned valuable information about his movements. Acting Keeper Protus is too incompetent to take advantage of the knowledge. I am not. Why is Deleste visiting this land? He fears, correctly, that the Farlanders are losing the war. He wants to go from Farland to Farland, trying to convince them to continue fighting us. We will kill him, or failing that, undermine his efforts. We will show the Farlands that they can't win the war. Then they will sue for peace. Where should I look for him? Your hunt for foolish young Gert taught us much. Someone comes from the Tawan. A major meeting is about to happen. I am sure that Deleste is coming here. He might be here already. You must rush to Camarilla and find where the meeting will happen. How can I find out? Return to Vanatokstead and talk to this... He checks his notes. Chief Tilla, yes? Commander Cerise has told me that she is not dedicated to the war against us. We can pressure her to tell us what she knows. If a major meeting is happening in her lands, she must know about it. Force her to tell you where. How do I do that? Redbeard is silent for a long moment. He is starting to sound tired. Finally, he says, You are a hand of Avadon, and I support your judgment. Say the word, and I will crush her stead, destroy her people. You can even have us kill her son if need be. It may come to that. When you know where the meeting is, go. Go there and disrupt it. Do not delay. If you can, deal with the less. If nothing else, show them that the less cannot help them. I am done with you. You have orders. Go. He waves you off. Okay, well that was a long introduction to Redbeard and the other two for sure. Now I can do a bit of inventory management, I think. Oh, I probably should have equipped Rudow. Except I didn't really get a javelin on my... Oh, I did get... Oh no, he doesn't have high strength yet. Dang it, what can he... Oh yeah, he can definitely wear that, though. Leather boots, yeah, he can wear. And none of this other stuff he can really wear. And we also didn't really get a whole bunch of javelins on our journey, too. But that will change. In the meantime, let's do some inventory management. Got a lot of money now. Okay, which runestone is best? Okay, that's good. Emerald runestone. Magical attacks do more damage. Can I trade with you? Well, I definitely want to buy this. Buy a couple runes, scarabs there. I'm not really worried about the runestones too much. I think I have a feeling of who I want to equip that on. What? Will you get out of the way? You all saw that, right? That freaking thing got in my way like crazy. I guess we can equip this on him. Yeah, do a bit of inventory management there. Alright, let's see if that one guy needed anything. And of course, back entrance is now open for us. But let's check out Avadon's intelligence real quick, see if it has anything more for us. How do you feel about Redbeard being here? It's no matter to me. Keeper Redbeard, acting Keeper Protus. Strange decisions, breaking of laws, all things of opinion. Am I? Opinion does not matter. Why not? I gain facts, only facts. Hearts of Avadon, they give opinions. I just tend to my scrolls. Also helps me not get executed for wrong wards. Yes? I would love to give you more help. You're going many times into Chimeria. I'm waiting to see where you go. Come back later, I will think. Okay, so he doesn't have anything new for us. So we do have Nicodemus Craft, which we still haven't found a unique item yet. And we have Magda's Garden, which is going to be back in Vanatoxstead. So yeah, let's talk to Commander Cerise again. What did you think of Redbeard's You returned to the office of Commander Cerise. You expected her to be surprised by Redbeard. Instead, she is stunned and horrified. When she looks up, it takes a few moments for her to recognize you. Oh, Raylin, you are back. I assume you met with success. I have to change how I advise you. The political situation, as you know, has changed dramatically. What did you think of Redbeard's arrival? Ah, that is a hard question. You are putting me in a difficult place. Why? Because I have been put in the middle. Legally, Redbeard is still the Keeper of Avadon, as he was never killed. However, the pact declares that acting Keeper Protus is my true commander. I don't know what to do, and I don't want to get my soldiers killed. So what have you selected? Well, Redbeard is here right now, and his tendency to kill dissenters is well known. Therefore, I have little choice. Please don't hurt me. Commander Cerise says, I'm glad that I am useful enough to merit your time, Hand of Avadon. What can I do for you? Is there anything else I can do for you? I am pleased that you ask. If you do have the time to spare, there is a way that you can help to protect us for. In return, I can slip you some of the new supplies Redbeard brought. What can I do for you? Worryingly, Nicodemus has decided that the camp now needs stronger protection. We have been given a series of rune stones. When they are placed in the correct arrangement around the camp, we will be, I don't know, helped? She removes a gray stone covered with runes from her desk. Then she hands it to you. Very, very carefully. Then she marks the location on your map. Take the stone and bury it in the grove to the northeast, the one with 3 old crumbling pillars. This will be part of the defenses. Just take the rock and bury it? Pretty much. I don't know why Nicodemus suggested I use hands for the task. Seems pretty simple. What exactly will happen when the rock is buried? I don't know. When I asked Nicodemus, he was vague. Okay. Alright, well, let's go out of the back entrance just to see what it's like. I'm definitely interested in taking the new ones with me. So yes, this does make it very convenient here. So the magic circle Cerise told you about, you are supposed to bury the runestone in the middle. Then you'll find out how reliable the magic of Nicodemus is. You bury the stone, then you wait. It's chilly. The dark magic in the circle unnerves you. Then it starts to get colder. You hear whispering and moaning. The magic of this place is emerging. Then you realize why. The runestone is driving the dark magic out, purifying the circle. Unfortunately, when the dark magic emerges, it starts to seek a new host, and you are here. Okay, well, if intelligence is gonna be his. Okay, so javelins are still gonna be his strongest like output. Even though intelligence is gonna be the primary skill. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna read too much into it. You hack the Walking Dead guy into little bits. Instantly, the grove grows warmer. The whispering fades. The dark magic has been driven from this place. The stone Nicodemus provided definitely worked. You just didn't expect so many things to try to murder you. Ooh, perfect. We can switch out that one staff that I have Nathalie wielding right now. Okay, so let's give the Staff of Recovery to him. Put this in the junk bag. And give the Mage's Staff to Nathalie. I placed the stone and survived. You tell Cerise the story. She is fascinated. So Nicodemus is not entirely accurate about his estimations of risk. Fascinating. I am terribly surprised. She gives you a pouch of coins and a small scarab. I can't use the scarabs, but I understand that you can. I hope this is helpful. Also, you have time. The defensive perimeter is not yet complete. I suppose that I can place another stone. I am thrilled to hear it, if a bit concerned for your safety. She removes a gravestone, covered with runes from her desk. Then she hands it to you even more carefully than before. There is an old crumbling tower not far to the southeast. We have cleared away the path to it. The stone is supposed to be placed on the top of the tower for reasons Nicodemus failed to explain to me and which I completely failed to understand. Okay. Okay, that scarab is also pretty good. We'll equip it on Raylin. Okay, so the perimeter is going to be over here. Okay, yeah, so this is what this was covering up earlier. You approach this crumbling wooden tower. 20 years ago, the small outpost was Camp Nightshade. When the full fortress was built, it was abandoned to rats and other pests. You visited it on patrols a few years when you were first assigned here, but you haven't visited for over a year. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to end combat. Also, I keep forgetting to do that. I can share out my healing potions and all that. Another speed burst. Okay. I want to clear this out real quick. I definitely do. Someone etched a magic circle in the corner of these barracks. It looks like it was done sometime in the last year. Someone must have snuck in to try to place some sort of magic protection. It isn't complete. This seems like a natural place to put the stone. You place the stone in the middle of the circle, it glows briefly, then it crumbles into dust. Then the tower vibrates slightly. It's an old structure, and for a moment, you're afraid it will collapse. Then it grows still. The walls glow slightly and then fade. The stone definitely did something. Some sort of protective spell has been placed. Alas, to disrupt some of the spells already in place. Some of the nearby piles of bones begin to shift around. Oh, that drained my freaking... Yeah, summoning an ice turret this early pretty much has drained most of my points. But that being said, it's still effective as ever. So yeah, I think you probably want to wait until... Yeah, plenty of vitality before you summon like the most powerful stuff. Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and head back real quick. I placed the second stone. I am still alive. He tells Therese the story. She can't help but emit a dry laugh. I'm sure you are gratified to know how careful Avadon is to protect you. She gives you another pouch of coins and a pair of potions. Our supplies are still limited, but you have definitely earned these. There is one final stone that needs to be placed, but the situation is worryingly different. Tell me about the final stone. I gave it to a different hand to be placed. His name is Sharon. Lad from the Kellum, like me. He was to take it to the grove to the southwest. You know its location on your map. He has not returned. Based on what you experienced, I am not surprised. What do you think happened to him? I would rather not say. The most possible outcomes are simply too grim. What should I do when I find Sharon? I suppose it depends on the exact reason he did not return. This is Avadon business. Hand to hand, I will not interfere. Well, that is rather unfortunate. But I think I will resume the next part of this in the next part of Let's Play. So I will see you all. Until then. Oh no, we're not here. I meant right down here. So yeah, like I said, I will resume this in the next part.